During my engagement, a woman walked in and handed me an envelope. Before I could react, she was gone. I opened it, and my heart shattered. My fiancée ran toward me. When she saw what was inside, tears filled her eyes. I didn't say a word and walked away. That night, her friends texted me, "What have you done?" My name is Connor, and I'm a 31-year-old civil engineer. I design bridges and infrastructure for a mid-sized firm in Pennsylvania. The work pays well, and I've been proud of what I've built, both professionally and personally. Or at least, I thought I was. 3 months ago, I proposed to Lauren. We'd been together for 4 years. She was a marketing coordinator at a tech startup, brilliant with people, always knew what to say. Everyone loved her. I loved her. The proposal was at her favorite lakeside park on a Sunday evening in late September. I rented a small boat, had a photographer hiding in the trees, and when the sun hit that perfect golden angle, I got down on one knee. She cried. I cried. Her mother cried when we told her later that night. It felt perfect, like everything I'd worked for was finally coming together. We set the engagement party for early December at a boutique event space downtown. Lauren handled most of the planning. She was good at that stuff. Spreadsheets, vendor calls, seating charts. I helped where I could. Guest list, catering choices, the bar selection. We invited about 70 people. Friends from college, co-workers, family. It was supposed to be the beginning of everything. The party was on a Saturday night. I remember the date because it was December 7th, exactly 3 months after the proposal. The venue had these floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, soft amber lighting, a live acoustic guitarist in the corner playing covers of songs we both loved. Lauren wore a navy dress that made her look like she belonged in a magazine. I wore a charcoal suit my brother helped me pick out. We spent the first hour greeting guests, taking photos, laughing at toasts that hadn't even started yet. My mom kept pulling me aside to introduce me to distant relatives I'd forgotten existed. Lauren's best friend kept making jokes about wedding dress shopping. Everything felt warm and right. Around 7:45 p.m., I was standing near the bar talking to my best friend, Tyler, about a project deadline at work. He was telling me about his recent promotion when the front door opened. A woman I'd never seen before walked in. She was maybe late 20s, dark hair pulled back in a tight ponytail, wearing jeans and a black coat. She didn't look like she belonged at an engagement party. She looked nervous. Her hands were shaking. She walked straight toward me. Tyler stopped mid-sentence. I watched her approach, confused, trying to place her face. Had we gone to college together? Was she someone's plus one? She stopped about 3 feet away and held out a manila envelope. "Connor," she asked, her voice quiet but steady. "Yeah. You need to see this." Before I could ask who she was or what this was about, she pressed the envelope into my hands and turned around. She was out the door in seconds, moving fast like she was afraid she might change her mind. I stood there holding it, people starting to notice, conversations around me fading into a dull murmur. The guitarist was still playing some indie cover in the background. Tyler leaned in. "Who was that?" "No idea." I looked down at the envelope. My name was written on the front in blue ink. Nothing else. No return address. No explanation. I opened it. Inside were printed screenshots, text messages, bank statements, photos, everything neatly organized, like someone had built a case file. The first screenshot was a text conversation between Lauren and someone saved in her phone as A. The messages went back months. April, May, June. They were explicit. Not just flirty, explicit. Plans to meet. Descriptions of what they'd done. What they wanted to do again. Words I'd never heard her use with me. I felt my stomach drop. The second page was a bank statement. Lauren's name at the top. Transactions to a hotel. The Grandview, about 20 minutes outside the city. Multiple charges over the last 6 months. Always the same day of the week. Thursdays. Always between noon and 3 p.m. 50, sometimes 70 transactions between June and November. The third page was a photo. Lauren and a man I didn't recognize. They were sitting at an outdoor cafe, his hand covering hers on the table. She was smiling. Really smiling. The kind of smile I thought she reserved for me. The timestamp was from 2 weeks ago. The Thursday, I thought she was working late on a campaign pitch for a new client. The fourth page was more texts. Recent ones. From last week. "I can't wait to see you Thursday. I've been thinking about you all day." Same here. This is getting harder to hide. I know, but we'll figure it out. I promise. I don't remember breathing. Lauren must have seen my face because she came running over from across the room where she'd been talking to her bridesmaids near the dessert table. Connor? What is it? What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. I didn't say anything. I just handed her the papers. She looked down. Her face went white, then red, then her eyes filled with tears. She looked up at me, then back at the papers, then at me again. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. Connor, I held up my hand. I didn't want to hear it. Not there. Not in front of 70 people who came to celebrate us. Not in front of my mother. Not in front of her father, who'd given a toast an hour ago about how proud he was to welcome me into the family. I turned and walked toward the door. No explanation. No scene. I just left. I could hear her calling my name behind me, her voice breaking. Connor, wait. Please. Let me explain. I kept walking. I pushed through the front door and out into the cold December air. My car was parked 2 blocks away. I got in and drove. I didn't know where I was going. I just drove. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might break through my chest. Update 1. That night, I ended up at Tyler's apartment. He'd followed me out of the venue, tried to stop me at the door, but I told him I needed to be alone. He didn't push, just nodded and let me go. He texted me an hour later asking where I was, and I finally told him. He didn't ask questions, just said, "Door's unlocked. I'm at the venue helping clean up. Be there in 20. I sat on his couch and stared at the wall. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just felt empty, hollow, like someone had scooped out everything inside me and left just the shell. Around 11 p.m., my phone started blowing up. Text after text. Lauren's friends. Her bridesmaids. People I considered friends too. What did you do? Lauren's a mess. You need to come back. She said you humiliated her in front of everyone. Whatever you think happened, you're wrong. She made one mistake. Don't throw away 4 years. I didn't respond. I turned my phone off and tried to sleep on Tyler's couch. I couldn't. I just lay there staring at the ceiling, replaying every Thursday for the past 6 months. Every late work meeting. Every campaign deadline. Every time she said she was too tired when she got home and went straight to bed. The next morning, I woke up to 43 missed calls. Most were from Lauren. A few from her mother. One from my own mother, asking what the hell was going on because Lauren had called her at midnight crying, saying I'd abandoned her at our engagement party. I called my mom first. Explained everything. Read her some of the texts over the phone. She was quiet for a long time, then said, "Oh honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I told her I needed time and that I'd call her later. Then I turned my phone back off. Tyler came home around 10 a.m. with coffee and bagels. We sat in silence for a while before he finally asked, "Do you know who the guy is?" "No idea." "Do you know who gave you the envelope?" "No." "You gonna find out?" "Eventually." He nodded, taking a sip of his coffee. "You need a lawyer?" I hadn't even thought about that. We weren't married yet, but we'd been living together for 2 years. Shared lease on a 2-bedroom apartment in the city. Shared bank account for household expenses, rent, utilities, groceries. Joint gym membership. Her name was on my car insurance. This was going to get messy. "Probably," I said. That afternoon, I went back to our apartment while Lauren was out. I'd texted her from Tyler's phone telling her I was coming and asking her to leave. She responded immediately. "Please, can we just talk face to face?" I didn't respond. When I got there, she was gone. But she'd left notes everywhere. Sticky notes on the bathroom mirror, the refrigerator, the coffee maker. All saying the same thing. "I'm sorry. Please talk to me. I love you." I grabbed clothes, my laptop, some personal things. Important documents. My grandfather's watch. I left my key on the kitchen counter with a note. "I need space. Don't contact me." I stayed with Tyler for the next week. Update 2. 5 days later, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to pick up. "Connor." It was the woman from the engagement party. "Who is this?" I asked. "My name is Bryn. I was seeing someone. His name is Aaron. He works at the same startup as Lauren. I found out about her 3 weeks ago when I went through his phone after he came home late for the 5th time that month. I'm sorry for what I did at your party, but I didn't know how else to reach you." He wouldn't stop seeing her. She wouldn't stop either. I confronted him multiple times. He kept saying it was over, but it never was. "I thought you deserved to know." I sat down on Tyler's couch. My head was spinning. "They work together?" "Yeah. He's the creative director. They've been seeing each other since June. Maybe longer. I don't know." I only found the messages in November, but the texts go back further. I took screenshots of everything before he could delete them. June. We got engaged in September. She'd been cheating on me before I even proposed. Before I spent 3 weeks planning the perfect proposal. Before I asked her father for his blessing. Why didn't you just call me? I asked. I didn't have your number. I found your name through Lauren's Instagram. I saw the engagement party invitation she posted 3 weeks ago. I thought if I tried to contact you privately, she'd intercept it or convince you I was lying. These things, people don't always believe the messenger. I panicked. I thought if I gave you proof in person, in public, you'd have to face it. I'm really sorry. I know it was probably humiliating. I didn't know what to say. Thank you. I finally managed. For telling me. I broke up with him, she said quietly. That night, after I left your party, I went straight to his apartment. He was getting ready for bed like nothing had happened. I showed him the engagement party photo from Instagram and told him I knew he was there with her. He admitted everything, said it didn't mean anything, that he loved me, that she was just convenient. But I couldn't stay. I'm sorry, I said. Me too. We hung up. I sat there for a long time. Then I called Lauren. She picked up on the first ring. Connor, please, let me explain. Aaron, I said. Creative director. Since June. Silence. Long, heavy silence. How long have you known? She whispered. Does it matter? Connor, I made a mistake. It was stupid. It didn't mean anything. I love you. I want to marry you. I want the life we planned. I laughed. It came out bitter and sharp, nothing like how I usually sound. You were sleeping with him while I was planning our future. I know. I'm so sorry. It's over. I ended it 2 days ago. I swear. Please, can we just talk? In person? I'll answer any question you have. I'll do anything. No. Connor. I'm done, Lauren. We're done. You don't mean that. I do. For years, Connor. For years. You're just going to throw that away. I didn't throw it away. You did. Every Thursday for 6 months. She started crying. It was a mistake. One mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. It wasn't one mistake. It was dozens. Hundreds. Every time you lied about where you were. Every time you texted him. Every time you came home and kissed me like nothing was wrong. I'm sorry, she sobbed. I'm so sorry. So am I. I hung up. 2 days later, I got a text from her mother. You're making a mistake. She loves you. Don't throw away 4 years over one bad choice. People can change. She's devastated. Her father and I raised her better than this, and she knows it. Give her a chance to make it right. I blocked her number. Then I blocked Lauren's number too. Update 3. In mid-December, I hired a lawyer. We weren't married, but the lease and the shared account complicated things. My lawyer, a woman in her 50s named Patricia who came highly recommended, advised me to close the joint account and move my portion to a separate one immediately. I did. Lauren called me 17 times that day from a different number. I didn't answer. I blocked that one too. Patricia also advised me to document everything. Keep the envelope. Keep records of all transactions. Screenshot any communication. I did all of it. By Christmas, I'd moved into a small one-bedroom apartment closer to work. It was quiet. Empty. Bare walls. A futon Tyler lent me until I could buy a real bed. I didn't decorate. I didn't see the point. My mom offered to come help me set up, but I told her I needed to do it alone. Tyler invited me to spend Christmas with his family, but I declined. I wanted to be alone. I ended up ordering Chinese food and watching old movies on my laptop. It was the loneliest Christmas I'd ever had. On New Year's Eve, I was scrolling through my phone when I got a message request on Instagram. It was from Aaron. I know you probably hate me. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. What happened between Lauren and me was wrong. I take full responsibility. It started as just friendly conversation at work and became something it shouldn't have. For what it's worth, she really does love you. She talked about you all the time. She made a mistake. We both did. I hope you can find a way to forgive her. She's a good person who did a bad thing. I stared at the message for a long time. Part of me wanted to respond, to tell him exactly what I thought of him, but I realized it didn't matter. Nothing he could say would change anything. I blocked him. In mid-January, I ran into one of Lauren's bridesmaids, a woman named Kimberly, at a coffee shop near my office. She saw me, hesitated, then walked over. Hey, Connor. Hey. How are you? Fine. She shifted her weight, clutching her latte. Look, I know it's not my place, but Lauren's not doing well. She's been really depressed. She barely leaves her apartment. She's seeing a therapist now. She knows she messed up. She's trying to make things right. I took a sip of my coffee. That's not my problem anymore. I get it. I do. But she really loved you. She still does. What she did was awful, but people make mistakes. She's human. She had a funny way of showing it. Kimberly looked down at her cup. I told her not to do it. Back in July, I saw them at a restaurant together and confronted her. She swore it was just lunch. A work thing. I believed her because I wanted to. I should have said something to you. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say to that. So I just nodded. She didn't say anything after that. Just squeezed my arm gently and walked away. Final update. It's been almost 3 months since the engagement party. Lauren and I haven't spoken since that phone call in December. I heard through mutual friends that she quit her job at the startup in January. Apparently, Erin was let go a week before that for undisclosed reasons. Rumors say HR got involved after other employees found out about the affair. I don't know if they're still in contact. I don't care. Bryn reached out to me again in late January. We met for coffee at a small cafe downtown. She wanted to apologize again for how she handled things, and I told her she didn't need to. If anything, I was grateful. She saved me from making an even bigger mistake, marrying someone who didn't respect me. We talked for over an hour. She's doing better now. Moved on. Started therapy too. Dating again, though taking it slow. We're not friends exactly, but we check in on each other every few weeks. It's nice to talk to someone who understands what it feels like to be blindsided by someone you trusted completely. I sold the engagement ring in February. Took it to 3 different jewelers before finding one who gave me a fair price. I lost about 30% of what I paid, but I didn't care. I used the money to book a solo trip to Colorado in March. I needed to clear my head, get away from everything, spend some time in the mountains where things feel simpler. The apartment lease ends in April. Lauren agreed to let me buy her out of it. My lawyer handled all the paperwork. We didn't have to speak. Patricia said she seemed cooperative, almost relieved to be done with it. I don't know where she's living now. I don't ask. I'm still angry sometimes. Not the explosive kind of anger where you want to scream or break things. Just the quiet, simmering kind that sits in your chest and makes it hard to trust people. But I'm working on it. Seeing a therapist of my own now. A guy named Dr. Harrison who specializes in betrayal trauma. Trying to rebuild. Trying to figure out who I am outside of the relationship I thought I was building. My mom asks me sometimes if I think I'll ever date again. I tell her maybe. Not now. But maybe someday when I'm ready. When I can trust again. People keep asking me if I think I'll ever forgive her. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe one day. Not for her. For me. So I can let go of the anger. But right now, I'm focused on moving forward. On figuring out who Connor is when he's not planning a wedding or building a life with someone who didn't value him the way he valued her. I don't regret walking away. I regret not seeing it sooner. I regret ignoring the small signs. The way she'd turn her phone face down when I entered the room. The new perfume she started wearing in July. The gym membership she suddenly renewed after letting it lapse for a year. But I guess that's the thing about betrayal. It's always clearer in hindsight. Tyler tells me I'm doing better. That I smile more now than I did in December. Maybe he's right. I'm starting to feel like myself again. Or maybe a different version of myself. One who's a little more cautious, but also a little more sure of what he deserves. I'm okay. Not great, but okay. And that's enough for now. Edit 1. A few people have asked what happened to the engagement party. We'd paid deposits that were non-refundable, about $4,000 total. Lauren's parents ended up covering most of it since I walked out. I offered to split the losses, but they refused. Said it wasn't my fault. I didn't push it. I appreciated the gesture, though it didn't make any of it easier. Edit 2. For those wondering, yes, I kept the envelope. I don't know why. Maybe as a reminder. Maybe just because I'm not ready to let go of the proof yet. It's in a drawer in my apartment, underneath some old tax documents. I haven't looked at it since that night, but knowing it's there helps somehow. Like proof that I'm not crazy. That it really happened. Edit 3. Someone asked if I ever found out why Bryn chose to reveal everything at the party instead of before. She told me later she'd been debating it for weeks, but when she saw Lauren post about the engagement party with captions about forever and soulmate, something snapped. She said she couldn't let me walk into a marriage blind. I get it now. I'm glad she did it when she did.